wasn't designed very well for the flooding sequence because they had no capacity to relieve the water once it poured in. So we just shot this thing as the events were happening, and each take we did, it got more and more deep.
17. Stairway to harrowing. Hey, we took the lens cap off the camera, right? Filming giant scenes of epic destruction can be one of the most unnerving moments in a director's career. When blowing up buildings or crashing cars, there's often one chance to get things right, as you won't be unexploding buildings after the scene is over. For Titanic, the scene where the water comes crashing into the grand staircase room was one such moment. Recreating it precisely at great expense, having designed it to break apart in a very specific way, Cameron had one chance to get it right because the whole set would be trashed in the take. Obviously, the scene worked out great. Cameron's experience from Terminator 2 when the Cyberdyne building gets blown up may have helped him work that one out. 16. James Cameron visited the actual sunken Titanic. Before making Titanic, director James Cameron spent a whole lot of time visiting the actual wreckage of the doomed ocean liner himself. An avid and passionate deep-sea diver, Cameron sunk to the bottom of the ocean and saw for himself the final resting place of the giant vessel. And it wasn't just 1 or 2 times. He actually went down there so often, he ended up spending more time on the ship than any one of the original passengers did. That adds up to days and days of living over a mile deep under the sea. He may as well have started singing that song from The Little Mermaid. The experience was highly inspirational and led to a perfectionist approach in every aspect of creating the final film, which audiences totally felt on the screen. 15. Leo needed a stunt hand for the drawing scene. One of the most touching scenes in Titanic is the one where Jack Dawson, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, is sketching his one true love, Rose, played by Kate Winslet. She is posing as he lovingly renders her beauty. Nothing cements the trust and faith in their bond as this moment does. The thing is, Leo can't draw. The hand we see in the scene belongs to none other than James Cameron, who is an accomplished illustrator. Okay, so they used a stunt hand, so what? Trouble was, Leo is a righty and Jimmy is a lefty. To maintain the illusion that it was Jack drawing, the film team had to mirror image the shots in post-production, maintaining the consistency of the character's dexterous orientation. Talk about camera tricks. 14. The ship sinks in real time. Speaking of James Cameron's perfectionism, here's a wild fact that defies belief, but it's real. 2 hours and 40 minutes of the 3-hour epic take place during the entirety of the event which sunk the Titanic. From that iceberg collision to the last gasp of the ship's hull fading beneath the waves, that 240 was 100% accurate. That means that in real life, it took that long for the boat to go down. On screen, the audience feels that event in the real time that it happened. Yeah, it was that quick, and you're living what the doomed passengers did while you watch. Making that happen is no small feat. Amidst all the logistics of shooting such a complex film, the editing, the fights with producers, Cameron recreated the real thing down to the second. That's beyond amazing. 13. All 150 background extras had characters and backstories. Titanic the movie, just like Titanic the boat, had a lot of people on it. With over 150 actors playing the ship's passengers and crew, that's a whole lot of people to deal with for any movie. But Cameron, in his unceasing quest to be as exacting as possible, took things up a notch. The director took the time to meet with each and every one of the extras and give them their own names and backstories. This is a serious level up in maintaining authenticity. By giving each actor their own motivations, they went from being props to individual characters. Viewers can go back and watch how all of them are more alive than the background players of similar Hollywood spectacles. Yet another reason this movie floated higher than the rest. 12. Sinking some serious money. James Cameron is no stranger to big-budget movies. He's made a lot of them. Avatar and Terminator 2 broke budget records in their time. So why should Titanic be any different? Spoiler, it wasn't. At $200 million, it was easily the most expensive movie ever made when it came out. Today, with ballooning budgets for everything from Justice League to Pirates of the Caribbean, on Stranger Tides, such sums seem almost quaint. But check it out, the movie Titanic cost more than the actual ship. Adjusted for inflation to $1,997, the boat was constructed at a cost of about $150 million, or about 3/4 of what the film cost. At this time, we don't have comparables for iceberg costs. 11. The Mystery of J. Dawson. For anyone who may have any doubts to the